Long format request again for Baltimore, Maryland. I plan to sign up with Amazon in July. I'll be following in your footsteps on the East Coast. Keep up the good work. I can get down with that. Let's get after it. All right, so first things first. Let's make all this crap behind me disappear. Let's shrink me down to down here because you're not here to see me, you're here to see Baltimore, Maryland, and then let's throw up some good aerial shots, some good stock footage of Baltimore. Now, I'm gonna tell you first things first, I have never been to Baltimore. So, I mean, you know, never as a tourist, never as a trucker. So, you know, I might be talking about things I don't know about. I tried my best to kind of see what Amazon Relay looks like on that East Coast, especially if you have plans of following in my footsteps. I can get behind that. So I'm not gonna lie, I saw your name, Tycoon MD, and it was like, MD, this person's a physician. Maybe they're like a healthcare dropout just like me. A lot of people ask me, why'd you drop out of healthcare? Man, fact of the matter is, I mean, you know, I value my time. I've got a family, I've got a wife, and without trying to sound cocky at all, I can go out and make my pharmacist week in about 2.5, 3 days. Then I realized, you know, Tycoon MD, MD is probably from Maryland. So maybe they're not a healthcare dropout like me. Maybe they are. Nonetheless, I wanted to help them out if they're trying to do what I do in San Diego over in Baltimore. So let me tell you my methods here. I took a look at Baltimore. I let this load board run in the background of my life for about, I wanted to look at it for like longer, so I gave it 2 hours. I looked at it for like almost an hour overnight and then just over an hour this morning. Kind of, now I know I'm keeping it on one day. Is one day enough to tell you? No, but I mean, it's better than the normal time that I look at it of, you know, when I do a load board for some video for somebody, when I do a load board vid for somebody, it's like looking at one, the thing updates every minute. We're looking at one of 5,760 possibilities just for that day. So started it off last night. This is gonna be a lot of me looking down at the phone because I've got a lot of stuff to report on here. So first things first, I mean, I turned this thing on last night at 12:43 a.m. watching TV in bed. Don't have any pictures of myself doing that. That's just for my wife to see there. But anyway, I turned it on and I liked what I saw immediately. There were these 3 loads on there. This Ollie's to MDT5, this IUST Greencastle to Lewisberry, and then this other one. And if you look at them, if you did the bottom one first, that Wilmington to Elk Ridge, that would get done at 7:56. Now they say if you pick that trailer up at 4:45, like they say it's going to be, it's $4.01 a mile, $328 payout to be done. Now they're claiming 8 o'clock. I think that's going to take as long as it takes you to drive those 81.9 miles. My fear in this is I don't know Baltimore. I don't know Baltimore traffic. I don't know Baltimore tolls. So it just, you know, I might be talking about stuff I don't know here. But when I saw these 3, it's like, okay, well, if that one, you know, you figured that one's probably going to be done closer to like 7, I'm guessing. That next one, that Greencastle one, starts at 8 to 112 they're claiming, and then that top one had an adjustable pickup time, and I messed with that top one. You could move that pickup time all the way back to 2 p.m. I know I threw this into like a Google Maps type of thing. Let's just see if, yeah, I threw it into Google Maps just to see, and I accounted for all the stops. I mean, assuming this person lives in Baltimore and has to do all those stops, it was A through F here, starting in Baltimore, going to that MTN1, going to Greencastle. Ooh, got a spider here on me. Love spiders. I'm the killer of spiders at the house. Yeah, to Greencastle, to MDT5, to York, Pennsylvania, back to MDT5, and then went to Baltimore. I think that ended up being, according to Google Maps, that told me, they didn't give me a mileage on this, but they said it was going to, 399 miles. I mean, is it worth driving about 400 miles, 6 hours? Now, this is by car. This isn't by truck. But again, not knowing what traffic's like and everything. And if you did book those 3, I think it ended up being, I'm looking at my phone. I think I did this on the iPad. This is what I was worried about. Would I be prepared to go over this much information? If you did all 3 of those, that was almost 400 total miles for $779.30. So I liked what I saw, but then I just let it run. And if you check this thing out as it runs, let me go back. I made a special album on my phone called Baltimore. So if I let this thing just run, by 12:58 a.m., they listed this one, this MTM to TEB3. It's a problem of making videos outside. TEB3, let's see, they dropped that one for $9.30 a mile. Keep in mind, I'm reporting these in Pacific Standard Time. I know Baltimore's on the East Coast, so if they listed this one at 1 a.m. my time, it was 4 a.m. there. This one started in 15 minutes. So something to keep in mind. Here's where the relay bots started messing with me. This was at, let's see, 1:02 a.m. I just wanted to see, like, what is this thing looking like? What are they telling me? And they were offering this load, this IUST going to MDT5. Their offer was $4.48 a mile, $3.27 payout. I kind of played with the relay bot a little bit, saying like, hey, what did I ask it to come up to here? I said, can you do $4.50? And it said checking, and then it said, can you explain why you want this? And I usually just answer deadhead on there. I would have excessive deadhead, but I would be there on time, in time. I can't type apparently. And it said 368 is our top offer. I said no, and it countered with 409. So look, it came up to 409 from, what was that original? 327, so almost $100 more. I mean, we're not making millions, but we're making progress here. Let's see here. Then the next one came up at 104. They dropped this new load, Laurel, going to Sterling for 365. Let's see, this was another video. Oh, this one I'm just showing search criteria on these. If you know, regardless of where you're at, one thing I like to look at is I like to say, like, I like to set these, there's enough search filters on here to where you can make these loads to where, like, if the screen turns green, you don't have to think, you can just book. And so you can see on here I said show me all loads starting, this would have been this morning at 11 a.m. So, like, assuming I was out and I had like a clock I was running, I'd need to be done by 11. I said, show me everything that ends by 11. And then they dropped, let's see here, this, when I changed that search criteria, they dropped this Gainesville to Sterling, Greencastle to Lewisberry, PA, $4.52 a mile. That one came up green. That was at 1:05 a.m. Let's see here. Then at 1:21 a.m., they dropped this Fork Branch, one pick, one stop with an adjustable pickup time, $6.22 a mile. This is all I do. I just do these little short hops. In my opinion, just my opinion, I don't think Amazon pays that great for OTR. I personally think, and what I've been doing for the better part of 3+ years, is just doing these little short hops for Amazon, these little around town things. Let's see, Fork Branch to Middletown, Delaware, DE. Here was the relay bot started messing with me again at, let's see, 1:23. It was asking for that Fork Branch going to Middletown. Their offer was, let's see, where did I hit the view load details in here? I was asking for 275. They said, why 275? I said deadhead. They countered with 210. I countered with 250. They came up to 224.95. I can't spell no. Apparently I say bow. And then I said, let's see here, 240. And they said 224.98 was their top offer. So obviously I didn't book any of these. I'm not on the East Coast. Looks like at 127 they dropped this York, PA going to Baltimore. So if you were in Pennsylvania and you wanted to come back home to Baltimore, this would be a good one. 307 a mile, 212 payout. Aberdeen to Aberdeen. Where was that middle stop? The middle stop was at DMD4. $9.18 a mile. That started at 5:30. You figure it's 1:30 here. So they dropped this one at 4:30 Baltimore time, starting within about an hour. $9.18 payout. I know the $2.19 total payout on that doesn't seem well, but you figure you string about 3 to 5 of those together, and now you got yourself a successful day or successful night. Let's see here. Tried to get as organized as I could and putting these together. It looks like the relay bot started messing with me again at 134. That Greencastle to Lewisberry. Let's see what we did on this. Let me just scrub through this. Oh, I think that was one they had offered me before, and I just exited out of it. I took a screenshot of blocks. I wanted to compare this to blocks because, like, let's say you're not getting fed enough from the load board. You always have blocks as an option in that area. This was a Baltimore one. This was a So this was starting June 22nd to June 28th. That's going to be 1 week. During that week, they're going to schedule you 3 to 5 blocks, and they're going to pay you $727 per block. So for every day of driving, for every 13 hours you give them, I think that's 11 on duty, and you can be on duty for up to, or 11 a drive, 13 on duty. They're going to pay you $726 plus their fuel surcharge. I just wanted to compare what I was seeing on the load board to what I see in block. So yeah, $726 for 1 day. Look at this, $948 for 2 days. That's a 37-hour block. That's where you're on duty for 13 hours. They give you 11 hours off, and then you do another 13 hours. They guarantee that stop 1 and your last stop are the same place. So that's going to be coming out of, I don't think they said on here, but that's going to be starting at a place in Baltimore, ending at a place in Baltimore. But that middle stop where you take your reset could be anywhere around there. So, but I mean, the fact that one day was $726 and 2 was $948. It's like, yeah, who's going to do 2 days when you can just do 1? That was kind of shocking. In Southern California, usually the 37-hour blocks pay a higher rate than the 13-hour blocks, but it was different, and it could just be on the day that I selected. I mean, keep in mind, this is 1 day. If you're going to get good at this, I'm not claiming to be good at it, but I've been looking at it pretty consistently for like 3 years. So, you know, you're going to have to put in the time and effort to kind of like learn the load board a little bit. Let's see here. Okay, so that was the end of the night. That was, I think I took that picture at, let's see here. Or I'm sorry, the end of the night was me messing with the relay bot. That's why I made that video, is I was just showing, hey, I'm still on here at 1:34. That's when I put it to bed last night. Woke up this morning, 9:29, and took the pictures of those blocks, because I had that idea. Let's compare that to blocks. So then 9:31 this morning, where was I? Now I'll show you pictures of this. I was down in line. We got a new taco spot here in town, Tacos Al Frank. I've always been a Tacos Al Gordo fan, man. This place might give them a run for their money. I was, you got to line up there early though. I was there just before 10 to get to eat with my daughter. Here was what I noticed this morning, 9:31. They had these 2 ITR loads. Now I've talked about on here ITR, I believe. I know TR is trailer recovery. I think the I is immediate. It's where they need a trailer recovered. I would never book an ITR load off of the load board. They get these wrong all the time. And I mean, this was the classic example. You get on there and there's 2 of them, almost identical. It says York, York. Well, I click on both of them. The first one, you know, it gives me GPS coordinates, and I hop on there and I see, and it's off of this. Yeah, there's the GPS coordinates there, that 39.93. It's 2 trailers they're claiming that need to be recovered off of like an off-ramp somewhere in, I think that was York. I'll include the Google Maps thing. I looked that GPS coordinates up. I looked those GPS coordinates up, and it was like in like York, Pennsylvania. I'd believe it if there's 1. What are the chances that there's 2 trailers broken down there that they need to have returned? So, I mean, this kind of like hits my point home of like why I would never do it. I would wait for them to go to spot capacity, and that actually brings up something that I can't offer you for this area that I can only offer for around my home area is, you know, they're putting these on the load board for $4.91 a mile. The part I don't know, because I don't get spot capacity for your area, is I'm sure they're probably sending out spot capacity emails for these saying like, hey, would you do it for, you know, if their payout on here is like $300, they're probably sending it out on spot capacity for $450. I don't have access to spot capacity in your area. You will though. But yeah, I would only book one of these ITR loads if I could actually talk to a person and verify there is a trailer at those GPS coordinates. The truck can disconnect from it, and I'm not going out there to be somebody's $175 wake-up call. I want to be sure that the truck can disconnect from it. So let's see, we're up to 9:32 this morning. 9:33, I was just seeing if both of those ITRs were at the same place, and both of those loads said they were at the same. Oh, here's the. I did take a map shot of it. I am smarter than I give myself credit. Right here on the freeway there by the Walgreens and the RC Queensgate Movie 13 and IMAX there in what city did we say that was? York? Yeah, I think that was York, Pennsylvania. I took a screenshot of that. Let's see, at 9:36 this morning, they dropped this one. I love those adjustable pickup times. You click that little pencil and you can say, I don't want to be there at 1:30. I'd rather be there at 2:30, whatever time they'll accept. That was $325 a mile, $135 payout. Looks like definitely going to a third-party site, that Foot Locker. Let's see here. Then they had Here was, okay, so this is at, let's see, at 9:37, the little relay bot started messing with me over that ITR load. I still wouldn't book one from the relay bot. I want to talk to a person. If that trailer's at the Walgreens and not on the off-ramp, you're gonna be driving around that part of town looking for a trailer, and guess what, if you're late, Amazon's gonna hold that against you. I guarantee they're gonna hold that against you. So definitely, I would never book an ITR load off of the thing, but I was messing with this thing a little bit. It said, so their offer was $491 a mile, $293 payout. I just wanted to see what I could get it to come up to. Let's see here, what did I offer? I'm just scrubbing through this. I said, let's see if we can do it for, oh, I started out, I have a lot of deadhead. Can you do 350? It said checking. And then it still asked me, what's the reason? It's like, I just gave you the reason. It was deadhead. And it says checking, 330 is our best offer. And then I think I got out of that just because I was worried it was gonna like give it to me or something like that. Not that it would do that. You have to still hit book, but I wanted to get out of that. So it came up to, what, 330? Let's see, at 9:43, they booked that ITR load back to 2 o'clock. That was my purpose of taking that. Let's go through these. Let's see, at 10:07 this morning, I was still 53 minutes away from getting those tacos. They listed this one for Carlisle, Pennsylvania, going to Euclid, Ohio, $214 a mile, $740 payout. What did we do here? This was another video I made. This was that ITR one again. It kicked me out of the system. I went back, reset all my filters. If you're taking screenshots, doing screen records, it has a tendency of kicking you out of the system a lot. And I just set those filters again to where, like, now that it was daytime hours, I said, show me everything that is happening until 10 o'clock tonight, 10:09 tonight to be exact. Sort that by price per distance highest, and there's that ITR load still in there. But now, because they came up to 330 in the thing, you see how that top one is at 330. It's no longer like the other one, which I assume is the same load, is still at 293. That because the relay bot came up to 330 for me, now it's showing the load at 330. And that's where we left that one. Let's see here. So now that ITR load's in my queue for me, because I got it up to 330, it stays at 330, still at 330 at, oh, is this a video? Let's see here, what do we do? Oh, this is the trouble in making a video like this. I have like 60, 70 pictures I'm gonna add into this later, and I'm just trying to make sense of what it all says right now. Let's see, at 10:11, they posted Lewisberry to Carlisle, 467 payout, 467 a mile, 196 payout. Let's see, at 10:13, they posted a Baltimore going to Imperial, Pennsylvania, 322 a mile, 870 payout, one pick, one stop. So if you're looking for a bigger trip, you figure this is about an hour and a half of load board watching for me to see one of those bigger trips show up. And that was Imperial, Pennsylvania, Pit 9. Then at 10:14, they dropped this Swedesboro to Aberdeen, 414 a mile, 254 payout. Those are in New Jersey to Maryland. Again, you're probably going to end up in those places. Let's see, at 10:14, Manassas to Fisherville with an adjustable pickup time that started at 2:13. So you figure if I'm seeing this at 10:13, it was 1:14, and it was 1:14 there. So this was starting in like an hour from that. So an hour out, 208 a mile. And then let's see, at 10:14, here was one they posted starting tonight at 5:30. 577 a mile, 242 payout, one pick, three stops. Stop in the middle is that Super Val is for sure going to be a third-party site. Let's see, 10:17, they put Newcastle to Lewisberry on there, 462 a mile, 508 payout, one pick, one stop. I love those. And then at 10:22 this morning, they listed this DDC3 Springfield going to RMN3 Fredericks, staying within the Amazon system. You can tell those acronyms are Amazon acronyms. It's not like a city name or like a company name. Like it doesn't say Foot Locker. It's like a SAN5 is an acronym for Amazon. 356 a mile, 133 payout. That one had an adjustable pickup time. And then, let's see here, 10:33, they dropped this MTN1 Wilmington going to Baltimore, $4.21 a mile, one pick, one stop, $3.39 total payout. And then, let's see, 10:36, they dropped this other one, Swedesboro to Durham, North Carolina, $2.72 a mile, $1,060 payout, one pick, one stop with an adjustable pickup time. And then, let's see, did I get anything else? No, that was the end of it. That one that I took at 10:40 a.m., so about an hour overnight, about an hour during the day, just to get like a feel of what are they dropping and how often and what do they look like. So is it possible in Baltimore, I mean that area of the East Coast? My answer, and again, I'm never trying to sell you or persuade you one way or the other, but my answer would be yes. Those are actually more frequent load droppings, offerings, whatever you want to call it, than I see here in San Diego. And I always keep in mind, I mean, I always in the back of my mind, I'm always looking at like what the DAT national van rates are for dry vans. I don't know if you believe this, but according to this, I mean, the northern part of the East Coast is they claim is $1.77 a mile. The lower part of the East Coast, like Southeast area, they say is $2.09. I mean, Amazon does take a ton of work as far as like, you know, keeping that grade high. If you look at like all the little loads we just looked at, keep in mind of how many of them had that lock on there. I see those, that little unlocked lock. The only reason I see those is because I'm meticulous about my grade. So, I mean, there is a lot of work. Some might even say that's like a job in itself of keeping that grade high, because Amazon's notorious for accusing you of something you didn't do, and now you're guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. My question to you is, are you going to have all the screenshots, all the verbiage that you need to provide to them to prove yourself innocent? Because you will find yourself in that situation all the time. If you can do those things, absolutely. I mean, like I don't really have a trucking background. I came from a totally different industry into this, and it's like I'm getting by. I'll say it like that. I'm getting by. I don't want to speak too highly of myself and be like, oh, I'm good at what I do. I'm all right at it. You know, I do my thing. But you know, can you do it in Baltimore? To answer the question Tycoon MD asked me, absolutely. You absolutely can. I mean, I'll tell you where I like Baltimore better than San Diego. I'm seeing stuff drop during the daytime. In San Diego, it's rare for me to see those daytime loads. I mean, if you go through all of my vlogs, most of my vlogs, the sun's not up. It's rare for me to be out working at this time of the day. So can it be done in Baltimore? Absolutely, yes. Just, you know, I'd make that grade a priority and just get after it. I hope this video serves you well. Appreciate you asking me this question. Take care.